And this week on the news.
This week in the news, not much. Sadly, the left-wing lizard overlords didn't watch much news over the last week, I'm afraid, so we'll have to just talk about what we know, which isn't much, I'm afraid. But yes, welcome to the Metropolitan Elites, and this is what we think we should have been told to say.
Actually, it's been a big news week, Kev. David Cameron's come back with some proposals from
Of course he has.
Donald Tusk.
I probably should have read about that before doing this video. I forgot about that.
I think the fallout's entirely predictable. David Cameron's going, wow!
Yeah, and everyone else is going,
Everyone's going, huh?
So what's the final thing then?
Wow, this is the point. There's an awful lot of it that's got to be fleshed out yet. It's very, there's a lot of details in there. It seems to me like they've kind of done the stuffing the problematic bits in the title kind of methodology of getting David Cameron out of a bind. So if you call a section banning migrants from Europe, section 1, David Cameron go there. It's at the title of the document. So we have dealt with it. Although basically it seems to me there is nothing substantive on offer from Europe in terms of what really matters to conservative backbenchers, which is migration, having control over migration. There's nothing really in there. The idea that you can limit workers or EU migrants workers to benefits will have an effect on migration is ridiculous.
Yeah, and well, we know, don't we, that they've been trying to hide the stats that it's a minuscule amount of them actually on benefits.
Yeah.
The whole point of them coming here is to work, isn't it? So.
Yeah. There's a suggestion that child support, claim for a child that still lives in the native country, native part of Europe, will be reduced compared to that country's sort of cost of living. So if their cost of living is half ours or whatever, they'll get half the child benefit sort of thing. Again, a little bit fuzzy, but it's really difficult to see how that would have an effect on the actual numbers come to this country. So for example, if 1 million Romanians woke up one morning and actually thought, that's it, I'm moving to Britain.
Which didn't happen.
And they're going to want to go, wait a second.
Yeah, just hold
the
that.
Child benefit that I can claim will be vastly reduced if I leave my child here.
So I won't go there.
I'll think again.
None of it matters because that's not going to happen anyway.
I mean, David Cameron's got till the end of 2017 to hold a referendum.
Yeah, we still don't know. Do you think we're going to find out in the next few weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be. He's pushing, and Number 10 are pushing for a June referendum because they know basically it's a sham. It's a complete fuzz. If he was genuine about changing Europe, making it more democratic, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say his objectives in Europe are purely benign. He wants to make it much, much better for everyone included. You'd take as long as possible over that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he'd use all the time.
If you get a watered down deal from Europe and you've got another year and a half, well, there's another year's worth of negotiation available there. You'd use it.
Well, maybe he's looked at it predictively, and what's the highest chances of winning with an early referendum is a higher chance of winning, maybe. Although, I mean, there's a lot of things happened recently.
There's an incredibly high chance of winning anyway. The poll suggests that if the Prime Minister recommends the deal, then most people would vote to remain. So why not use this time to actually do something positive and rather than and let that be his legacy. I feel this is a legacy issue for David Cameron. He'll be the Prime Minister that kept Britain in Europe. If he was going to do that, let's have a legacy based on reality rather than glossing over something which is actually quite banal. I don't know about you, but I think Labour should know, because Labour could have played politics over if they'd opposed a June referendum, there's a chances are there'll be enough Conservative rebels, anti-EU rebels who would join Labour and the SNP actually get it moved to September, which would give the Out campaign a lot more time to organise because they're quite fractured at the moment.
Yeah.
I think actually, but Labour don't want to do that. I think Labour genuinely want Britain to stay in Europe, so they're looking at it and saying actually we don't want the Out campaign to get better organised, so we'll support the government. But I think they should basically campaign on the basis that forget the deal, because the deal is just a complete whitewash.
Yeah.
We should remain in Europe anyway, and make the case for that,
Yeah.
regardless of the deal.
And you've got the whole of the SNP, that's like 50, 51, something like that,
Yeah.
MPs. I assume that they're going to be 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland's they feel very European. I think they like that because it separates them from the English a little bit. I think that's sort of like one of the differentiations between
Yeah, they don't
Scotland and England.
Yeah, they're nationalists,
Yeah.
aren't Eurosceptic.
Yeah.
They're England sceptic, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So I think we ought to contribute to the European debate.
We should, we really
Yeah.
need to, and somebody needs to, for God's sake.
Yeah. So I think next week we should. I think what we'll do is we'll do a video. Each week we'll do a little video on a different topic in Europe, just to sort of actually explain what the hell's going on, because it is incredibly complicated. I've looked at it this week, tried to decipher it, and it doesn't make sense. You've got various EU institutions and what they do and how they all work together to make laws is quite complicated. So
Yeah.
I think we should have a look at that. So I think next week we'll do a video on the EU institutions.
Well, traditionally, the simplifying of it and the hiding of the complexities was a Eurosceptic thing, wasn't it, for years? And I can't help but think it seems that they're all doing that now. They're trying to keep it simple, because they won't understand, the proles won't understand, us plebs. What would we know about that? So we're not going to give you any information.
I watched Nigel Farage today on the Daily Politics before PMQs, and I've noticed on a couple of occasions where I've seen him now, he seems a little bit more toned down and he seems a little bit more reasonable.
He's trying.
Yeah, I think he's actually taking it on board that actually the Leave campaign's best chance is to actually not appear as they have in the past, like a bunch of loonies moaning about straight foreigners and foreigners and stuff like that, and to actually debate the issues.
Yeah.
And I think that's a positive move.
So he did what Nick Clegg told him in the end.
Yeah.
There you go. So Nick Clegg was right and won that debate.
Yeah. So over the weeks, I think we'll go through some of the pros and cons, some of the misconceptions and some of the misunderstandings of the EU and try and shed a bit of light. We're not going to cover it all because it's impossible.
Yeah.
We have got lives.
Well, yeah, but if we pick one thing a week, one aspect, it should be quite interesting, hopefully, and maybe we'll get more viewers than we did with the BBC Prize then. So, that's all we've got time for, I'm afraid, because the batteries run out in our camera. Sorry. But we'll see you next week
Yeah.
for more stuff, and hopefully I'll have read the news.
Yeah. Bye.